Hello, everyone. It is another day for a news roundup, and hopefully this one will be shorter than they have been lately. I keep getting a little bit carried away. But here we are to talk about another week's worth of news. That's the stuff that falls through the cracks, or the stuff that you might want to hear my opinion on. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started in here. And also, by the way, thank you once again to everyone who supports the channel, whether it is on Patreon or whether you subscribe and hit the like button. Helps me out a lot. Regardless of how you help out, it's what lets me keep doing this every day. I still don't know how I'm doing this every day, but we're going to keep doing it for as long as you guys are here for it. So, out of nowhere, we got this Classic Heroes team Megatron released in what used to be Rescue Bots, and now we're kind of going into a more evergreen style for the branding. What's amusing about it is I kind of love how no one overseas, no one doing the leak toy thing pays attention to these. So when something new drops, it's just like a complete and total surprise. Like the fact that a Megatron came out in the kid-friendly line at all. And now we have this one based on, I was going to say based on his original Beast Wars toy, but the more I look at it, I almost see more of his Generation 2 design in here, with the hits of purple and the more traditionally sculpted head and the coloring for the head. It's a weird mix of his original Beast Wars 2 look and his G2 look. Kind of fascinating. I will admit, like, I don't pick up anything like this toy-wise. This is kind of cute, though. I don't think I would mind this if I found it. So keep a lookout. There's some weird stuff coming out that you wouldn't expect. As a novelty, yeah, might be nice. All right, we got some trailers to talk about. Nothing huge, but, worth mentioning, I guess. So the Beyond Reality VR video game for Transformers has a trailer out. It's just a brief little snippet of mostly cutscenes and a little bit of actual gameplay. You at least get enough of an idea of how you're going to be participating in this game. And it's going to be a lot of watching what's going on the screen and occasionally getting this chance to start shooting up Decepticons at your leisure. I have no idea who 3 of these 4 Seekers in the back are. You might convince me one of them is Thrust, but I don't know who this creamsicle looking guy on the far right is. It ain't Sunstorm. Not with the white on the chest. I don't know who the white and purple one is. I know the white and red. This is bizarre. How is it possible that that you don't have enough Seekers to pull paint jobs from? You actually have to invent new Seekers. Can we stop inventing new Seekers, please? It's coming out for PlayStation VR. I do not have a PlayStation, let alone a VR rig for it, so I will not be able to play it or tell you what I think of it. If it ever comes to Quest 2 by some weird happenstance, then we can talk about it. Until then, just watch a Let's Play somewhere. I know. Might be fun, though. We won't really know until people get it in hand. Also, a new trailer for Earthspark dropped, and this one more like a teaser-length trailer. It's only about 30 seconds long. Nothing terribly like shocking or new coming out of it. We do get to see Optimus Prime's transformation sequence, and we actually confirm he has a trailer in this one, and it doesn't just magically poof into thin air when he transforms. It just kind of stays there, the way you would actually expect a big trailer to do it. I didn't have time to pull up the screen cap, but there's someone, a very eagle-eyed viewer of this trailer, actually managed to spot what looks to be Skullcruncher's leg in a background shot of the Decepticons, meaning my favorite headmaster might actually get some time in a cartoon again. I'm looking forward to that. Anytime a toy I grew up with is getting prominent again or getting an extra spotlight, that makes me happy. So, check it out if you can. It's not a bad trailer, but again, it's a lot of stuff we've already seen. Just a little bit of new stuff. The transformation, by the way, looks pretty good. Actually does look like he's transforming without anything like terribly complicated like a Prime or movie transformation. All right. Legacy is still surprising us with its listings. We have a listing for Legacy Leader Prime Dreadwing. This should be no surprise considering we already had a listing for Skyquake. I think the only surprise here is that it looks like they're both coming out in Legacy rather than one of them being shunted off into either like a buzzworthy release or a selects release. I'm cautious. I'm very cautious because of how the Prime toys so far have come out and the reception they have gotten. Hasbro is aware of it. If this stuff is just hitting retail listings, that does mean they probably had time to course correct based on fan reaction to RC, Bulkhead, and Knockout. And they have stated that going forward that yes, there will be more characters that will be G1ified in Legacy to, kind of have this united aesthetic across the entire line. But they will still try to have they will try to adjust it so that it's not so overbearing on the original designs and we can actually see the original characters. Now, we see that in some of the upcoming releases. Aside from some missing paint, the new Starscream in the Armada design looks fantastic. And yeah, you can't really mistake that for a Generations toy. It's just straight up Armada. So hopefully they've learned. And hopefully we do get Dreadwing done properly. The idea of having him at such a big scale is super cool to me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I'm cautiously optimistic. Hopefully they've learned their lesson. Another new release that is on our way. Yolopark just showed off their Bumblebee Shockwave model kit. This is a model kit. This is a real big model kit. Yeah, it looks super impressive. It's been a long time since I put together a model kit this big and involved. I'm not sure if I would go for it or not. I do really like the design on this Shockwave. And yeah, it is super big, super impressive. It looks like it's going to take a long freaking time to build. I don't know if this is something I would go for, but things like this tend to be a little bit cheaper than like the similarly scaled alternatives, like your 3-0 figures or whatnot, that would be just absolutely chaos as far as sculpting, detailing, painting, but would also wreak havoc on your wallet. So hopefully this is a lower cost option to those. You can see it just, look, you can just see how good it looks all the way around. Yeah, this is another one I'm cautiously optimistic for. It's going to depend on the price tag. I do not believe we have yet. So keep an eye out. This one might be affordable. He said with like knowing what Gundam models cost at this size. We'll see. We will see. We have in-hand shots of Skullgrin. And this was one I was really interested in getting these shots for because, like, the shots we've gotten so far from Hasbro have been lackluster at best. Sometimes they're missing the accessories, sometimes they don't show the alt mode, but a lot of times they're also just, like, kind of boring in how they're posed and positioned. This gives us a better look at the toy in general, and yeah, like, he's got a ton of articulation to him. In motion, he does look a lot better than the stock photos presented. There are concerns. You can see what elements were taken from the original toys, Robot and Shell, which I honestly do think is about the best mix they could have gone for. Looking at the torso on the Shell, that's just boring. That would be boring if that was part of the toy. So yes, I will say I'm happy that they took the Robot mode's chest instead. Beyond that, like, a lot of it is like pretty similar to how the Shell looks. So like, it's actually a pretty interesting adaptation. It all basically just comes down to that vehicle mode, which really doesn't look like a whole lot of anything. Apparently the transformation does have a little bit more to it than it looks like. The chest opens up and that's how the skull folds away down into the bottom. But yeah, I really wish they had stylized the tank more. It just looks like a big brick of nothing. The revelation to this photo set that caught people off guard, if I can get to it, is the fact that the guns are soft plastic similar to the horns. Now, the horns being soft plastic, I can understand. Poking hazard, breaking risk, etc. Unfortunately, the guns just got lumped into that sprue as per how Hasbro budgets them, which means we end up with these weird bent swords / guns straight out of the box, which looks super ugly. I hate it's been a long time since they did that, but man, I really hate when they do it. I hate when they have to use soft plastic. So I was more sold on the toy, and now I've saw the soft plastic sword guns. Now I'm less sold on the toy all over again. And I'm back to waiting and seeing. I'll get it, because I'm a sucker like that. No, because I'm genuinely curious. I'm genuinely curious how he feels in hand. All right. Okay, we got more in-hand shots of the Canon Optimus Prime came out. I'm not really going to show off too many other than this one, which is the full-size comparison to Earthrise Optimus. He's a big boy. Like, and don't even take like the fact that he's like over a head higher than the Optimus Prime to his left, but just take into account of how like wide set he is. Like, he is a bulky boy. And remember, like, that Canon, that lens barrel, that's like protruding as well. Like, he's thick in every direction here. The more I look at him, the weirder his proportions get. Like, he's got this, like, he looks like one of those strongman competitors that's like not fat per se, but like all bulk muscle, like usable muscle, not like that pro wrestler beach muscle that like it just looks good when they're flexing. No, like this is like sumo wrestler, like big, like core muscle kind of build. Just like looking absolutely massive. That's how I'm coming across. Also, his legs look really tiny compared to the rest of his body. I don't know. It seems like they should be wider. All right. But it's just like, the more I look at this thing, the more it amuses me. And I'm not sure if it makes me want it more or less. The jury is still out on that one. But still, cool. It's still a weird crossover, but it's one I can get behind. You know, because photo guy. All right. Some more sightings. All right, we have these photos, which we currently talked about in my recent video. But for those who did not pay attention, and for the sake of including them in the newscast, yes, we have these shots of what seemed to be a super close-up, poorly transformed Magnificus. For those not in the know, who didn't watch the video, Magnificus is the Decepticon repaint of Blaster, typically depicted with his original toy head rather than the cartoon-accurate one. It's a pretty standard black and red repaint for a Decepticon, but it also throws back to the mold's original Microman color scheme. So there is a purpose to this. All right, so I'm looking forward to this. I don't know if it's going to be a Selects release or if it is going to be Shattered Glass, because Shattered Glass went from actual alternate universe Shattered Glass characters to just whatever random evil versions, repaints we have. You know, we're doing Slicer, who has a Decepticon logo, but it's red, so now I have no idea what side Slicer is on in that series. We're doing Flame War, who's just straight up a Decepticon. Like, there's nothing shattered about her. She's just a Decepticon. So I think the Shattered Glass line is turning into, like, buzzworthy Bumblebee, where it started out as like a Bumblebee all-star list, and then it quickly devolved into just a place to drop in repaints. And I feel like that's what Shattered Glass is becoming. It's a place to drop in repaints, which is disappointing that they've like fallen off of the theme so quickly. But it's also not unexpected out of Hasbro trying to get literally every version of every toy out that they possibly can. And when you have to repaint Perceptor, this is your only choice. I am kind of looking forward to it. You know, as we explained in the video, Magnificus stands as a unique position in Transformers fiction, and I see a lot of potential in him. And yeah, black and red just looks cool. Hey, look whose channel you're watching. All right. We also have this that just showed up. Iconic Heroes announced their Soundwave Noir style pin set, with Laserbeak and Ravage joining Soundwave in this $40 set. Okay, I know pin collecting is a big thing nowadays. Someone please explain to me why would I want like a 3-inch tall solid metal pin that takes a ton of like that's like, because I don't like, cause here's the thing, like I don't know when in daily life I would pin this to anything. It's not like a lapel pin that you'd pin on like the shirt pocket. It's not like something that I would pin on like my con bag or something. Maybe a backpack has enough space, but like, man, I can't imagine why. I don't see the appeal of gigantic pin that looks like it could stop a bullet. That's just me. But for those who are interested in these things, yes, Soundwave is getting one. There's a bunch of them actually for Transformers these days. But yeah, I don't get it. It's a $40 set. I can buy a really nice Soundwave toy for less than that. Ah well, I will not begrudge people for what they enjoy. I will just sit here in confusion. Alright, Renegade Studio showed off the Transformers deck building games expansion set for the Dinobots, Dawn of the Dinobots. I will admit, I've never actually played a deck builder game. I don't have a whole lot of friends in real life that would be interested in a board game or card game of any kind, which is ironic considering my job. However, yeah, I've never actually played a deck builder. So I threw this in just for the sake of including it. Obviously, I don't have a whole lot of opinion on this one. So 60 player cards, 5 oversized, 1 giant, player standees, etc. Yeah, lots of stuff I'm throwing it in just for the people who need to hear about it. So that is about all I got. I do want to end off on something super cool though, something that I can talk about. So, 2 lost Transformers animated shorts were actually discovered. This is genuine lost Transformers media, and it's from one of the best eras of Transformers. And until now, we had never seen them. Like, it's crazy. We're sitting here in 2022, and we get to actually watch some original Transformer animated content that we had never seen before. It's amazing that these were found at all. One of them focuses on, one of them is just a gag on the old like flip change, like scene transition effect from the original G1 cartoon, which is funny. But the other one focuses on Starscream finally getting his way and being the overall lord of the Decepticons. And this is by far the more amusing one. I can see, I don't know why the original one was cut or never shown, unless it just, for whatever reason, just was too short, or like someone didn't find it funny. But this one had some legit reasons why it might have been cut, like keeping Black Arachnia on a chained leash. That was a little suggestive. But yeah, and this it's Starscream being his egomaniacal best. So definitely go watch these over here. They're embedded on TFW 2005, or you can see Key and Carly's Twitter account where they got uploaded. Either way, it is fascinating. This is what I love about Transformers, is it seems like even after we know everything, and even after we've discovered everything, there are still things that are left to dig up, and things that are still there to be discovered. This is super cool. So that's going to be the news roundup. Well, under my time, I made it under 20 minutes, but I still have to throw an outro onto it too. So thank you guys for watching, and as always, thank you for supporting, and I will see you next time. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.